Sean Diddy Combs facing more time behind bars. His release date pushed back to June of 2028 instead of May of that same year.
We knew Diddy was a bad guy, a guy who loved taking advantage of people. But if
that's even possible. Because if he was able to pull this off before he was a billionaire, look at what we got going on. Eric replies, this is illegal. And Sean Combs, Kim Elworthy are all behind this, and you're going to just sit there and let this happen, Your Honor. And the judge says, gotta pay the bills somehow.
You see, if Jaguar is to be believed, Diddy once essayed a man back in 1997. And the case event went to court, but it never made headlines. Why? Well, it turns out the government covered the case up to take the heat off of Diddy. Why would they do that?
Is they want you to hammer me, and they want you to pressure me, and they want you to try to put me in the grinder and see if I'll fall apart. And guess what? Welcome it.
That's exactly what we are going to talk about today, folks. Buckle up, cause this is a big one. This reveal could see Diddy's sentence extended, and Jaguar's life is in danger because she's choosing to speak up about it. Jaguar started by explaining that everything was connected back to a case from 1981 that most people had never heard about. The paper, she said, told the story of a man named Derek Lee Cardaloo Smith, someone she claimed had spent 28 years in prison for something he didn't do. According to her, his case was tied directly to Diddy. Jaguar said Derek was
the incident report identifying Sean Combs as the assault suspect. Well, do you understand what that means?
Hey.
Do you understand what that means? What I'm holding right here in my hand in this device that I uploaded for protection of the records. See, while everybody was busy watching that sham of whatever that was supposed to be to make people think that guy actually was finally handled up on in some way, shape, or form, God was busy making sure that these very real findings came to me. Do you see what I'm telling you?
No, definitely.
There's a great kick. And the difference is the assailant. His DNA found inside a man.
She claimed the documents showed that Derek's case included evidence that was mishandled and that people in power allegedly knew it.
Fellow Smith said, Your Honor, I want to say this much. My mother is going to have to hear me say lies. And then she's going to think that I'm this type of person that I'm not. I'm not this kind of man that you people are forcing me to be. I want it to be clear that you can say on the record that I am a man who defended a woman and myself, and that I am being framed for multiple crimes that I am innocent of, and you know it, and are still forcing me into this with your full knowledge. Are you man enough to say that on this court record, sir? And the judge's response is, I am more than man enough to say so. Everything you said I adopt on the record as true. You are not a rapist. You have been framed. And it was all done on our approval, and most especially on the approval of Kim L. Worthy. Are you happy now? Derek responds, hopefully one day this will all come out. The judge says, not today.
She also claimed that she had uploaded the documents for protection in case anything happened to her copies. This is truly chilling. The fact that Derek got framed by a court and it's all out in public, and that
this is illegal. And Sean Combs, Kim L. Worthy are all behind this, and you're going to just sit there and let this happen, Your Honor. And the judge says, gotta pay the bills somehow. And the witness, Kim L. Worthy, says, amen to that.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Damn. So, Jack, when you see the words "justice for Diddy," what does justice look like to you?
I don't know if that's even possible. Because if he was able to pull this off before he was a billionaire, look at what we got going on now. See, this is bigger than anything that any of us can talk about. This is in Detroit. Who would ever think that the diddler had action where he could move things around like this in Detroit? And we're talking all the way back in the 90s. And every time this man has been about to come up for parole, Kim Worthy goes and gets one of those great kits that she's been holding on to and just throws it on him. And he's back, he's got to stay in jail. You don't remember right after Diddy was taken into custody, that story that came out about the inmate that sued him for $100 million and won on a default judgment? Y'all don't remember hearing about that right after he was arrested?
Yeah, it was so many lawsuits, but yes, that was one of them.
Yeah, but it was the only lawsuit where you had heard somebody had actually won a case.
At one point, Jaguar said very clearly that the documents included DNA testing that linked Diddy to the case. And he
was actually an investor in Bad Boy. And they've been keeping him monkeyed up in jail all of this time, so they ain't gotta pay him.
Yes, hell, I want to know what justice for Derek looks like right now. Jeez. Hell.
He's entitled to 49% of whatever Combs Enterprise has amassed in the past 30 years. Almost 30 years. That's what he's entitled to. He already won a $100 million judgment. See, this is what was going on in the background while whatever that foolishness we just watched was happening. This was all going on in the background. It's starting to make you wonder if that trial happened to cover this up. Everything that they've done to ruin it so people would never believe a word that came out of his mouth. See, when you start here with these transcripts from 1998, which were sealed and then unsealed in 2007 and then sat there in the clerk's office and nobody knew about it because nobody knew to come and get it. Nobody knew where to get it. different names on the same case number. They thought they were clever.
She then turned her attention to Diddy's lawyers. She claimed that one of them, Mark,
Talking to me about these weird old lawyers, including Mark Agnafilo. You want to know what's funny? While Mark Agnafilo was sitting there making fun of baby oil and doing all of the stuff that he was doing in court and creating all of that nice guy hoopla, trying to get everyone to believe that Diddy is not such a terrible person and that he's a wonderful man and he deserves to go back to Madison Square Garden and he's going to be right there to cheer him on. Do you want to know where else he was? In Wayne County. Negotiating with Derek Lee Cordello Smith.
Wow.
His victim.
Wow.
Why would he be in negotiations with him if he actually believed that everything that he said in that courtroom was true?
Sounds like a fixer.
Sounds like a fixer.
she said the same lawyer who recently defended Diddy in public was also meeting with Derek privately as well as